Oh, people, this next one has got a long ass name, right? Just checked out Psychotherapy, the shallow tale of a writer who decided to write about a serial killer. Yeah, it just rolls off the tongue. It is the new film from Tolga Karaçelik. Tolga also wrote the film. It is produced by Scott Ahranoni, Ren Arthur, Cyan Eskabasi, Tulgar, Mustafa Kamak, Metin Ahan Yalcindag, and Alex Peace. It is executive produced by Ali Yura, John Robaleski, Peter Verveka, Arit Taskian, Christian Sosa, Akut Sanver, Imak Pakdemir, Uzg Bulit Maralali, John Magaro, Julian Levesque, Tara Kurotti, Can Gurzi, Daniel John Goldberg, Kanat Dogramasi, Lauren Shen, Amat Keenan Bilgic, and it's associate produced by Aaron Disley. Our score was from Nathan Klein. Natalie Kingston handled the cinematography. Evran Loss edits the piece. Randy Glass and Susan Shopmaker took care of all the casting. Right, Lance Mitchell is production design. Our art direction is from Abigail Riga. Set decoration is Craig Capitelli, Francesca M. Caruso, Patrick McDermott, Kit Sheridan, and Casey Adams Wolf. Stacey Jansen is costume design. Hair and makeup, we have Stephanie Barr, Nathan J. Bush II, Rob Harmon, Shannon Ray Milligan, Dina Oliveri, Stella Sensel, Brie Trischietta. Whew, boy. Okie dokie. Alright, so we then have got Michael C. Brennan, Donnie Francis, Becca GT, Richard Maguire, Alexa Marcagliano, Anthony Mecca, and Matthew R. Stooley taking care of stunts. So, our cast, right? We have got Britt Lower as Suzie. Her husband, Keane, is played by John Magaro. We've got Colmick, played by Steve Buscemi. Oh, Suzie, her assistant is Zoe, and Zoe is played by Sydney Cole Alexander. Keane's editor is David. He is played by Ward Horton. We've got Clint Foreman, played by Jacob Ming-Trent. There's Scott, played by Anthony Michael Lopez. Seymour, played by Ollie Haskivy. Eleanor, played by Tugis Altog. Cisna, played by Lee Sellers. Big guy is Mario de Leon. Singh, played by Nick Sadhani. Raymond is played by Thomas Vorsteg. Carlos is played by Johnny Vorsteg. Right, yeah, that's our key lot of people, I would say. So the gist of the film: Keane, struggling with writer's block, watches his marriage to Suzie fall apart. After she announces she wants a divorce, a bizarre man claiming to be Keane's biggest fan and a retired serial killer enters their lives. When a misunderstanding leads Suzie to think the stranger is a marriage counsellor hired by her husband, Keane sees an opportunity. He agrees to write a book about the killer, just as long as he plays along as their new counsellor. So, yeah, this film is very odd, right? It's very kind of abstract and quirky, but in a good way. You know what I mean? It's not like, stay away. No, it's yeah, it's a bit like we start off and we have Steve Buscemi talking, and then we see a guy tied up in a chair, right? So you're like, ooh, that can't be good, right? Because, you know, you're serial killer in the title of the film. So you're just like, oh no, right? But then we jump to a dinner party and we have this guy, Keane, and he is waxing lyrical about his book, his new book idea, to be precise. Right, and yeah, there's all these people around the table, dinner party, and they're talking, and it's one of them situations, right, where someone is droning on, and the other people are kind of humoring him, and also poking fun at him, but he's just oblivious. Right, he thinks all the questions are about, you know, him being great, but it's more mocking than anything, you know. And his wife Suzie, she gets it, but she is, you know, she's riding with her husband, you know what I mean? But once they're out of the place, the frustration she's feeling is very evident. Right, and yeah, just, you know, he's kind of caught up in himself, so she wants a divorce. All right, now while this is going on, he's talking to his agent about his new book. Agent doesn't really care, doesn't think it's a good idea, you know, but you then get the sense that the agent doesn't really, like, Keane isn't his number one client, let's just say, you know. So we have all of this going on, and then Kilmick comes into the scene, right? And it's just like, is he really a serial killer? Like, what is this? And the film kind of just unfolds from there, right? We have this whole marriage counseling thing, the serial killer thing, like the book, just all of this stuff is playing out in this very kind of surreal way, right? It's, I think a part of it is you kind of know people like Suzie and Keane, right? And their supposed friends. Like, we know them kind of people, right? Everyone has someone who does like to go on about their own shit, and you just get tired, you know? So it's kind of interesting from that point of view. And then just also the way they play it. Like it's amusing but serious, you know? Which is, there's definitely a balance to that. But I would say that Tuga was able to do it well, right? I think he was able to find that balance, you know? And our cast are great. I mean, Britt Lower as Suzie is, because I feel a lot does ride on her, right? Because playing Suzie, she has to be like very, I don't think of, like she is very to the point, very matter of fact, but also like there is that caring nature, but she just really, really wants someone else to be making some of the decisions, right? Someone else to, you know what I mean? Just like look out for her, you know? So it's walking that line for that character, and Britt does a fantastic job. You know, like John Magaro as Keane, he can be more like playful with his performance. You know what I mean? Because his character is just a bit all over the place. You know what I mean? So I feel he's got more room to kind of just mess around. But Brit has to be very, very on point. You know, but everyone, yeah, they do a really good job. Right? And this is definitely a film that will not hit for everyone. But if you do like those kind of abstract, quirky films, yeah, this definitely I think will work for you. You know, like it's one of them stories that doesn't necessarily like reach a conclusion. You know what I mean? It's a little kind of open ended. You know, it's not the most in depth of storylines. It's very loose. You know what I mean? And so we watch things play out, and then like weird things kind of come into it, like a llama. There is a llama in this film, which is just so out of the blue, right? We're dealing with like, you know, potential divorce, right? Counseling, serial killers, books. And then a llama comes in, and you're like, what? You know, so that tells you a lot about, you know, this film, this structure. But yeah, it's like a kind of a darkish, it's like a darkish 70s interior tone, right? Like if you kind of get what that is, you know what I mean? It's kind of autumnal in a way, but it does work for the vibe of the film, you know? Like the set dressing, the costume designs, everything feels like it is a good fit, right? But yeah, like I think this is, oh, like, oh, I'm trying to, I mean, Submarine was a quirky kind of film, you know? Adaptation might be one of the best kind of ones to go by. If you liked Adaptation, I thought Adaptation was great, then I think you could like this. It's not quite as strong as Adaptation, But, you know, psychotherapy, right? It's, yeah, it, I don't know, right? But I think it just makes you smile. It makes you smile in a macabre way. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not necessarily gonna light your world on fire, but it's it's kind of palate cleansing, right? You know what I mean? Because we got all of these action films, you know, horrors and superhero films and just all of that out. And it's kind of, you know, seeing something completely different. It's yeah, it's a nice little, ooh, yeah, very creative. You know what I mean? So people, if you like that kind of vibe, then, you know, Psychotherapy, the shallow tale of a writer who decided to write about a serial killer, has now just dropped on all your favorite VODs, right? So, yeah, go give it a look.